I don't have a problem with the WNBA players asking for a raise. The WNBA is on a hot streak. I don't care about the previous 24, 25 years. As an investment, it's starting to pay off. And so this week they wore T-shirts saying, making a statement, you better pay us. But instead of just leaving it at that, Kelsey Plum for LA had to take a dig at Caitlin Clark.
Colin Cowherd just put Kelsey Plum in her place. And let's be real, it was long overdue. While Caitlin Clark is out here single-handedly transforming the WNBA from a league scraping by into a full-blown money-making powerhouse, Plum thought it was a good time to throw shade at the very reason her paychecks might finally start looking decent. But Cowherd, he wasn't having it. He clapped back hard, exposing a bitter undercurrent of jealousy brewing among some of the league's top players. And what he revealed, it's more than just drama.
The T-shirt, just United Front was determined this morning that we had a meeting for. And, not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that.
It's a truth bomb that's got everyone talking. Cowherd didn't just defend Clark. He elevated her, drawing comparison that had jaws dropping. Yep, he put Caitlin Clark in the same conversation as his airness, Michael Jordan. That's not just praise, that's legacy talk. So, what exactly did Cowherd say that's got the internet fired up? And why does this moment matter so much to the future of women's basketball? If you ride for Kate...
But why do you take a shot at the Golden Goose, Caitlin Clark? You guys were flying before she arrived on one of those airlines that made you pay for a cup of water. One of those airlines that is the planes are the color of a highlighter. Now you're flying private. Okay, if you're in a band and you're staying at the Motel 6 and you add a band member and now you're at the Ritz-Carlton, keep your issues to yourself. All right? You went from a Motel 6 in a sketchy part of town to a Four Seasons in the shopping district. Stop talking.
Type Golden Goose in the comments. This is more than basketball. It's a cultural shift. Let's break it down. 1022. Oh boy. You want to understand just how dramatic Caitlin Clark's impact has been? Picture this. For over 2 decades, WNBA players were flying on budget airlines. And yes, they had to pay for water. Water. These women were grinding through full seasons, crammed in middle seats, while playing arenas so empty you could hear individual conversations in the stands. Teams were hemorrhaging money year after year, barely staying afloat. Players weren't just battling on the court. They were fighting for the bare minimum behind the scenes. And merchandise? Practically non-existent. Even the most die-hard fans couldn't find a jersey in stores if they tried. This wasn't just a league struggling. It was a league surviving on scraps. But then, Clark entered the picture. And suddenly, everything started to shift. 143-2. Then Caitlin Clark showed up, and everything changed overnight. We're not talking small gains here. We're talking a 500% spike in merchandise sales. 500%. That's not growth. That's a full-blown explosion. And it didn't stop there. Attendance across the league jumped by 40%, with cities that used to host games in near silence now selling out entire arenas. Places that once struggled to fill the lower bowl were suddenly packed wall to wall. Franchises that were bleeding money, now they're running like legit businesses. The Indiana Fever, once seen as a financial disaster, flipped the script completely. They've got waiting lists for season tickets. A waiting list in the WNBA. That's the Caitlin Clark effect. 253-2. Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive, she detonated. The WNBA went from players buying water on budget flights to flying private jets and sleeping in luxury hotels. Clark didn't just upgrade the league, she rescued it. Colin Cowherd called out, "It's time to grow up, girls. Fast." These same athletes who were once packed into yellow discount planes are now living a lifestyle they never thought possible. All thanks to the impact of one player. Merch is flying off shelves. Salaries are climbing. Teams like the Indiana Fever, once financial train wrecks, are now boasting waiting lists for season tickets. TV ratings are booming. Social engagement is off the charts. And yet, Some veterans are still bitter, still salty, still side-eyeing the very person who made all this happen. Cowherd's had enough. He sees what's going on, and he's not sugarcoating it. He said it plain, these players deserve a raise. Maybe not NBA-type splits, because in the WNBA, there's really just one player who moves a needle. And here's the kicker. Caitlin Clark's already made $11 million off the court this year. She's not fighting for a slice. She's a whole pie. So when the band suddenly starts flying first class and staying in 5-star hotels, maybe say thank you to the person who made the upgrade possible. Let's not rewrite history. Caitlin Clark single-handedly turned the charity case league into a revenue-generating business. Every time she steps on the court, TV ratings spike. Sponsors sprint to the table. Fans are scrambling for jerseys faster than they can be printed. This isn't hype. It's economic reality. And every single player in the WNBA is cashing in because of her, whether they want to admit it or not. That's where Cowherd's frustration boils over. He watched this entire transformation happen in real time, and now he's watching the players bite the hand that feeds them. The disrespect is wild. You're finally winning after decades of being ignored. And instead of celebrating the reason for your success, you complain? You throw shade? Cowherd nailed it. It's not the t-shirts. You're going to be fine. But scale back the Caitlin Clark angst. His Motel 6 to Four Seasons analogy? Perfect. Clark didn't just raise the standard, she reinvented it. Accommodations, paychecks, respect, coverage, all of it upgraded overnight because one sophomore turned the lights on. And some players are still acting like they're stuck in the dark. They're lounging in Four Seasons suites, sipping lattes, and mad about how they got there. It's next level entitlement. Then came the all-star voting, and that's when it got ugly. Fans vote, coaches pick, players vote, and for rising stars, all-star selection matters. It boosts careers, earns endorsement deals, and cements legacy. So when Caitlin Clark, the biggest draw in the league, landed ninth in player voting behind her own teammate, that wasn't basketball. That was pettiness on full display. Fans at Clark ranked first among guards. Her fellow players? Ninth. Let that sink in. The athlete filling arenas, setting records, and saving the league, snubbed by her peers. This wasn't close. The gap between fan love and player recognition was massive, and Cowherd didn't let it slide. He saw what it was: resentment, jealousy, and straight-up sabotage from players benefiting off her back. For years, WNBA stars cried foul. We're underpromoted, we're ignored, we're disrespected. Then the Golden Goose walks in, and suddenly, they don't like the look of her. Clark became everything they claimed to want. And yet, she's a target. Cowherd brought the receipts. When LeBron came in hot, the veterans respected him. Same with Tiger Woods. But this was different. Let's not pretend. Clark earned those votes. Her stats were elite. Her impact undeniable. She wasn't just good. She was transformational. But that wasn't enough. The resistance came not from fans or media, but from inside the league. Cowherd called it for what it was: a complete lack of appreciation. The jealousy was so loud, it drowned out logic. Yes, there's a racial undertone here. Some WNBA players don't like what the wave looks like. They wanted all the perks: private travel, primetime games, endorsement deals. But now that it's real, they want to nitpick the source. That's not progress. That's sabotage. And it's stunning how quickly gratitude turns to bitterness when ego gets in the way. Here's what's even more frustrating. Players like Aya Wilson and Kelsey Plum are winning in this new era. Their brands are blowing up. Their salaries are growing. And yet, when it came time to show respect, they downplayed Clark's impact. This isn't just ungrateful, it's self-defeating. Any business would kill for free viral marketing. But in the WNBA, they complain about it. Cowherd said it best: the wave never looks how you expect. No one thought a soft-spoken girl from Iowa would be the spark. Just like nobody thought Tom Brady, the 6th-round pick, would be the GOAT. The wave is coming. You can either ride it or get swept under. But trying to fight it, that's how you lose everything. This resentment showed up on the court. 2. The hard fouls, the dirty hits, the physical targeting. The league's veterans aren't just snubbing Clark in the locker room. They're punishing her in games. Cowherd sees it clearly. The targeting isn't strategy. It's ego. These players are mad that a sophomore changed their entire reality. And now they're lashing out. Let's get something straight. This is just the beginning. Clark's not even 100% this year. She's been injured, adjusting, growing. This isn't her peak. This is her floor. Just like Jordan in year 2, the momentum is only going to build. And the league? It'll become more profitable, more mainstream, and more respected because of what she started. Cowherd laid it out. Clark is the Jordan of the WNBA. Jordan didn't just change the NBA. He turned it into a global brand. And Caitlin is doing the same for women's basketball. She's number 1 in nearly every offensive category. She's dropping 33-footers, breaking records, humiliating defenses. Just like MJ, she demands double teams or she'll embarrass you. And just like Jordan faced the Jordan rule from the bad boy Pistons, Clark is being battered and bruised by opponents who can't stop her. The officiating can't keep up, just like they couldn't with MJ. It's a dangerous game when the league fails to protect its biggest star. But through all of it, Clark gets up. She talks her talk. Then she hits another 3. That's greatness. The Fever knew what they were doing. They brought in Sophie Cunningham, youngest black belt in Missouri history, for one reason: to protect their franchise player. Just like the Bulls brought in Charles Oakley for MJ. This isn't new. It's what smart franchises do when they know they've got a generational talent. You protect the future at all costs. The truth is, you can't trap her. You can't rattle her. You can't beat her. So teams resort to physicality, trash talk, mind games. But it's not working. If anything, it's only making her stronger. Cowherd called it the ultimate compliment. You only go after someone that hard when they're that dangerous. And Clark? She's the most dangerous player the league has ever seen. The numbers prove it. The merchandise proves it. The ratings prove it. Caitlin Clark is must-watch TV, just like Jordan was, just like Curry was. When she's on the floor, people tune in, period. And just like MJ faced pushback from vets who felt threatened, Clark is getting the same cold shoulder. The all-star snub? Just the latest example of that insecurity. But something has shifted. They're not hazing her anymore. They're not mocking her. They're strategizing because now they know she's not going anywhere. They're not trying to welcome her in. They're just trying to stop her. And they can't. They brought in Sophie Cunningham, a 6-year-old black belt, now grown and built to defend. It mirrors exactly what the Bulls did when they got Charles Oakley to protect Michael Jordan. Why? Because when you get a generational talent, you protect the investment. Caitlin Clark, like Jordan, carried a college fan base so massive it spilled into pros and changed everything. Clark's Iowa stardom isn't just a feel-good story. It's a financial engine. Just like Jordan's UNC popularity reshaped the NBA, Clark is doing the same for the WNBA. Cowherd believed the pressure, the hate, the fouls is all fuel. It will only make her better. Just like MJ, Clark's early bumps will turn her into an unbreakable force. And the league's future? It depends on how they respond to her. Right now, Caitlin Clark is kerosene to the flame of WNBA physicality. She's flashy. She's fast. She doesn't fit the mold. And officials don't know how to handle her. But this is the arc of every great superstar. It starts with hazing, then flagrant fouls, then double teams, then enforcers. The WNBA needs to understand this isn't chaos. This is what superstardom looks like. Wayne Gretzky had to protect her. So did Jordan. So does Clark. You don't stop players like this. You build around them. And here's the reality. This is the worst Clark will ever be. She's just getting started. Cowherd's final take dropped like a hammer. The WNBA's future runs through Caitlin Clark, whether veterans like it or not. She's already reshaping the league from the inside out. The financial tide is finally turning. The WNBA is chasing a breakthrough it's wanted for decades, and Clark is delivering it. But here's the moment of truth. Veteran players now face a choice. ride the wave or get left behind. Sponsorships, TV deals, salary increases. They all depend on this momentum. And Cowherd's warning is crystal clear. Miss this shot, and you may never get another. The heat, the intensity, it's creating steel. Clark is leveling up. The Fever are evolving. And Indiana fans, congratulations. You're watching the next Steph Curry, and she's not getting traded. This is your franchise player for the next 15 years. Look around sports history. Great players either lift the veterans up or leave them in the dust. The smart ones adapt. That's exactly what Lexi Hull, Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, and Kelsey Mitchell are doing. They've embraced Clark. They've played with her, not against her. They've celebrated her success and supported her during the storms. These are the names that will be remembered alongside Clark's rise, not as roadblocks, but as foundations. So what does 2025 look like if everyone stops resisting and starts building? Sold-out arenas become normal. Real money enters the league through corporate partnerships. Little girls wear WNBA jerseys to school because of Caitlin Clark. TV networks fight over broadcast rights. This is a potential Cowherd sees, but only works if the league gets on board. Clark is a jet fuel. Half the audience disappears when she's not on the court, and that's okay. Every breakout sport had a star who pulled the wagon. Conor McGregor did it for UFC. Steph did it for the NBA's three-point era. Clark is that star for the WNBA. But if resistance continues, the league will split, those who thrive with her and those who fade trying to fight her. Cowherd made his boldest prediction yet. Caitlin Clark will define the next decade of women's basketball. The numbers prove it. The impact is undeniable. The transformation is already underway, with or without everyone's permission. So here's the final truth. Stop biting the hand that feeds you. Start backing the Golden Goose. You want to support real change in women's basketball? Then back Caitlin Clark. Back the smart players who understand the moment. Players like Hull, Boston, Cunningham, and Mitchell. 2025 could be the year the WNBA finally crosses into the mainstream if the league stops fighting itself and starts moving as one. If you support Caitlin, comment Golden Goose. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss a moment of this movement. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you in the next one.